This is Jackson Woodard, linebacker out of UNLV. After a solid high school career at Little Rock Christian Academy, Jackson wasn't highly recruited out of high school, being unranked as a prospect and only receiving offers from Southern Nazarene and VMI. However, he decided against playing at the D2 level and would walk on at Arkansas. While Jackson would go on to receive a scholarship, he'd see very limited time with the Razorbacks, never starting for the team and only accumulating 16 tackles and a pass breakup. He'd enter the transfer portal in hopes of finding a better opportunity elsewhere and would commit to UNLV. Jackson burst onto the scene in his first year with the Rebels, recording 116 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 4 pass breakups, and an interception. He'd go on to improve in his second season, having a stellar year and being recognized as the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year and a first-team All-American, and would declare for the 2025 NFL Draft. Jackson is the definition of overcoming adversity. In a collegiate career where he didn't really play until his 4th year, his immediate production for the Rebels cannot go unnoticed. During that time, he established himself well as a solid run stopper, able to pair his fluid and quick movement and aggression to work past blockers and make plays in the backfield. He has a good football IQ and awareness that allows him to diagnose offenses before the snap to make the correct adjustments. When he does make contact, he's shown a good ability to be able to wrap up and drive to get players down quickly. Jackson has also shown significant promise in coverage, able to shadow a route and man coverage while reading the quarterback's eyes to potentially make a play. He's also been seen as a leader in college, being a team captain in both years with the Rebels while having a great work ethic to improve, which was recognized in being a Burlsworth Trophy semifinalist. Jackson could end up being a bargain find for an NFL team if they can see his potential. While Jackson may have been a leading tackler in the Mountain West, that doesn't necessarily mean his technique is all the way there yet. He tends to get overly aggressive at times on his tackling, sometimes springing too early towards a ball carrier, which is shown this past year with 19 missed tackles. His subpar technique tends to cause him to tackle too high, which makes it easier for a ball carrier to work through. While he does have good football IQ, it isn't great, as he can still fall victim to misdirection and counterplays. He also struggles at constricting the gaps and shedding blocks, so while he's a good run defender, he can be taken out of a play by a stronger or more refined blocker. Jackson also lacks true explosive speed and is below average in lateral ability and change of direction speed, which could hurt him at the next level against faster receivers. There are also questions about how well he can translate to the next level with his limited play against higher competition, with him spending a lot of time in the Mountain West, though his limited time in the SEC can't go unnoticed. With as many questions as Jackson has surrounding his game, it's not entirely surprising he's ranked as a lower prospect. I always love feel-good stories, and to me, Jackson is a prime example. Maybe the correct decision would have been playing at the D2 level at least for a year, but he bet on himself, and it looks to have paid off. But it can't go without saying that seeing limited time in his first 3 seasons have definitely hurt Jackson, with his technique just not being as polished as you'd expect from a 5-year college player. But I can't act like he won't get better, as he's already showed he can. With that being said, he's hard to rate. On one hand, I see the potential in his game, but on the other, he strikes me as the kind of player that will have to go to the correct team to grow. Right now, I'd have to place him in the range of a 6th or 7th round pick with the potential that he could go undrafted. But don't worry, Jackson's story isn't quite over yet, as he received an invite to the 2025 NFL Combine. So only time will tell if he can grow his draft stock like I hope he can.